You're scared. I know that. It's all right to be scared. I remember so well at the end of I think at the end of 2025, like December, November, the time around, I'd reached out to a few folks in my network and I wanted to work something out with them, like a business proposal, partnership. I wanted them to join my paid coaching because I felt like they had potential to grow. And they gave me something that sounded like it was a reasonable excuse, like, hey, you know what? I'm already overloaded at the end of this year and I just want to see this year out. I don't want to do anything else. I admire the fact that you reached out, but I just want to chill. And to be honest, it was a reasonable excuse. And I thought to myself, yeah, if someone said that they wanted to just chill out for the remainder of the year, enjoy themselves, think through their ideas and their thoughts, I thought it was reasonable. Until this year, this year is 2026, and it's almost past the mid February. And I'm wondering, looking at this folks, I'm like, okay, I'm expecting that again. I'm supposed to see momentum, movement, things happening. They are beginning to, enter into the maybe first stage of their goals, crushing it and doing stuff. And I found out that a lot of these people, more than 90% of these people aren't doing anything. I'm like, wait, because the conviction they 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 had when they told me about not wanting to jump anything at the end of the year was so much that I thought that they were on the right path. And now it has dawned on me that for most of them, what they told me was a reasonable excuse out of their fears. It was it was a trauma response. It was that kind of response you get when you are close to the opportunity you've been praying for, the opportunity you've been reading, preparing for, and you've been building relationship towards, and immediately you get close to that, you begin to get that this fear response, trauma response, anxiety, and it begins to come. And I realize that it happens to me too. I remember so well. I wanted to buy something. I wanted to buy something quite expensive by my standard, and I've been saving up for that thing, putting money together, telling all my friends that I'm gonna buy this stuff, I'm gonna get this stuff, and I need this stuff, I want it. And when the time came for me to buy that stuff, I had the money because I have, saved and planned for that stuff. I began to have responses, trauma responses that wanted to talk me out of that decision. I was asking myself, do I need this now? Should I spend this amount of money to get this? But I know that I knew that I needed this. And then, I reached out to one of my friends that I really respect and I told them, hey, this is what I'm feeling. And it's like, why are you even feeling this? This is a trauma response. This is not right. This is not you. And so if you listen to this, and if I ever pushed you before towards the pathway that you were already going towards, anyways, like the goals that you wanted, I just pushed you towards that. And the first response to that was, hey, maybe I'm not ready. I'm like, you look over ready, or maybe I'm not worth it. I'm trying to tell you that that response is not normal. It's not you. It's a response to a trauma, and you've got to find that trauma. Find what ignited that trauma. You've got to sit down with parents, people, experts, and discuss this. Why do I shrink? Why do I run away? Why do I avoid the opportunity or the door to the opportunity that I have been praying and waiting for? Why do I chicken out when it looks like I am almost jumping into the promised land? Why do I just switch everything off when the victory is closer than before? That's not normal. If you're a young person out there and you've been trying and struggling to get into rooms that will take you to your next level and you see yourself sabotaging that, you must understand that that's not normal. Speak to an expert, speak to your coach, talk about this with somebody, and you're going to find out that there was something either from your childhood or something recently or as old as you are that was said to you, was done to you, that you saw, you heard, you felt, that is holding you back from becoming the best version of yourself. you that I'm speaking to would not see an opportunity and taking out of it. So that response, that chickening out, if there's any word like that, is a response to a trauma. That fear is not normal. And you've got to work on it. Because 2026 has to be your best year yet. And you cannot be the one sabotaging it. Things has to change. Things got to change. And you've got to find the root of your problem. Cheers.